Meanwhile, Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari's state visit to Kenya has entered a second day. Buhari began the day at State House in Nairobi, where he held talks with President Kenyatta ahead of a bilateral meeting between delegations drawn from both countries. Kenya and Nigeria have enjoyed cordial relations, and his visit will enhance cooperation in areas of mutual interest between the two countries. The Nigerian leader made his first stopover in the western town of Eldoret, where he joined his host, President Uhuru Kenyatta, at a memorial service for Kenyan soldiers who were killed by Al-Shabaab terrorists in Somalia on the 15th of this month. The state visit is expected to cement several joint agreements on boosting cooperation and business between the two countries. Well, let's get more details on President Buhari's state visit. CCTV's Kofam Rangers keeping tabs for us here in Nairobi. Deji Badmas is joining us live from Lagos. But let's begin with you, Kofa. What more can you tell us about President Buhari's itinerary today?
Well, quite a busy day for the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari. Here, as we speak at the moment, we are just waiting at one of the hotels here in the capital, Nairobi, where both presidents have arrived at the moment. They're expected to meet some business leaders, both from Nigeria and here in Kenya, and perhaps just try to assure them that the two governments will try as much as possible to ensure that there is that smooth environment for doing business. Earlier today, we understand that the President of Nigeria visited the UN headquarters, and in the morning he held talks with President Uhuru Kenyatta, where we also understand that a number of agreements were signed.
Right, Kofam Ranger joining us there on the line. Let's now rope in Deji Badmas, who's live in Lagos. Deji, it's quite a packed program for the president during this state visit. What would you say are Nigeria's key priorities during this visit?
Well, Panina, I think the key priority for Nigeria in this visit is bilateral trade relations. I mean, you just have to look at the delegation that went with the president to Nairobi. He went with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and then he went with the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Trade and Investment. So there's no question at all. And even the president's spokesman here has been saying Nigeria would be looking forward to sealing more agreement, bilateral trade agreement now with Kenya. And of course, Nigeria is very much in need of investment now. You know what the economic situation is here, and Nigeria is looking to diversify its economy. Its focus is now on agriculture, and the government is hoping that it would be able to signed quite a number of agreements now, especially as it relates to agriculture, even though in 2014, when President Uhuru Kenyatta visited Nigeria, they signed about 3 agreements on agriculture, trade, and of course, immigration. So Nigeria would be hoping that it would, improve on those relations, especially in terms of agriculture now and in terms of bilateral trade. Panina?
And this visit, Deji, comes at a time when Nigeria is facing difficult times, especially on the economic and security fronts. How is it being viewed there in Nigeria, and what are the expectations?
Well, the general expectation here in Nigeria is that when the president comes back, he would come back with something good, that, he would come back with agreements now that will help local farmers to be able to export some of their products to Kenya. And basically, Nigerians are hoping that we would also see some kind of investments. If possible, we would have Kenyan investors coming to Nigeria to invest here, bringing the badly needed dollars, if you like. And so people are watching that business meeting that is going on now that Kofa talked about, that's just about to begin. People are watching that closely to find out what both presidents will be saying. And eventually what people are hoping is that when these agreements that have been signed now are unveiled, that it will be to the benefit of Nigeria. And a lot of people are hoping that, in terms of trade, investment, and agriculture, that the president will be coming back home with something very good.
All right, Deji Badmas there in Lagos. Many thanks, Deji.